process overview. Okay, so what is the sales and what are the documents we will be having in the sales and what the special sales, so different kind of sales. So actually we just looked into an introduction of sales. So today we'll be discussing into deep of what is the each sales process is all about, and what are the accounting entries will be happen, and what is the effects when I create an order in the back end, how system reacts, when I create a delivery, how system reacts, can I create a subsequent delivery free of charge without raising a credit memo. So like this, lots of scenarios we will be seeing today. So let's go ahead. Okay, so the first these are not business process. Okay, business process is something else actually. Business process is nothing but consignments, third party, IPO, make to order, intercompany sales and billing. These are business process. These are sales process. Okay, so these are not business process, these are sales process. And the first sales process, okay, anyway, even this comes under a business process called as OTC. So whatever now we are discussing, that is from order to billing, cash, order to cash. So this process is called as a one business process and a standard business process, which is called as OTC, order to cash. But what we are looking into is a sales process, sales, special sales. Okay, and sales and special sales are included within a process called as OTC process. Okay, so let's see the first process, what it is. It's an inquiry. So in inquiry in SAP, we create with a transaction code called as VA11, and we use a document type IN to represent. That means in SAP system, inquiry is identified and represented with document type IN. So how to create, I just given an information here, but anyway, we will see this later once after this. So how you'll create a sales, this thing is, you'll be going with the document type IN, entering the sales area, and why? Because see, we just discussed that any customer should fall under one sales area. So when you're creating some document, when you're getting customer, he should be under a sales area. So you'll be giving them sold to party, you'll be giving the details of the date and validity periods and everything. Okay, and just make a note of the sales document number. So how to create a sales document? It's a V11, and enter these details and create a sales document. So inquiry. So once an inquiry is created, with reference to that you can create a quotation. So yesterday we discussed that we can create a quotation either independently or with reference to a preceding document. So what's a preceding document for quotation? It can be a inquiry. So how do we create an inquiry in the sales SAP system? VA21 is the transaction code, and again same, you'll be clicking the QT. So here if you notice, I just said that make a note of this inquiry number. That means whenever you create a document, system will generate some number to identify that particular document, unique number. Make a note of this number. Why? Because what we'll be doing is we will entering this number when we are creating a quotation, and click on with reference to. Okay, click on create with reference to and mention this particular inquiry number here, and click on just a copy button, so that what all the data you maintained at the inquiry level will be copied from inquiry to quotation. Okay, so once a quotation is done, just save it and make a note of this quotation number. Why? Because with reference to this quotation you will be also creating an order. Okay, so with order is created in sales in SAP with the transaction code as VA01, and the document type for the order is OR. Okay, so just mention the quotation number whatever you created earlier and just click on the copy, so that it's all the data whatever you maintained in the quotation will be copied to order. Okay, so the most important thing as a consultant you should know is why? Because see, creating an order, inquiry, quotation, these all are end users job, they are not consultants job. But as a consultant, what you should learn, you should know that how to tweak this particular front end. That means what fields are allowed to view by user, what he cannot change. Okay, and what all the activities in the background system perform. These are the things which you should know, and these are the most important question. As I mentioned, I guess earlier also to you, throughout my document you will be seeing these highlights, red, yellow, green, blue, something, and these are going to be your interview questions tomorrow. Okay, so this question was asked hundreds of times in any interview. Okay, so whenever we create a sales order in SAP system, In the background, system performs various activities. Okay. For an end user, this is immaterial. He don't need to know this. Why? Because that's not his job. His job is to just create an order. But as a consultant, you should know, once we create an order, what system do in the background. Okay. Why? Because according to that, you can tweak the changes. So once you create an order in the SAP system, so what all uh, system will do perform in the background is all the determinations. So as earlier we have discussed that. What is that? It's nothing but in SAP we configure everything at the preceding level, and these configurations will be automatically determined at the subsequent level. That means when you are creating an order, what all you maintain, say suppose it can be customer master, it can be partner determination procedure, it can be pricing, everything will be automatically determined into the order. Okay. So what activity system will perform in the background when you create an order? That is nothing but it will search. Why? Because see, you are creating an order against a sold to party, right? So system will check what is the partner determination for this particular sold to party, and system will check listing and exclusion. Listing exclusion is a concept in SAP which will give a hand so that what products customer is allowed to buy and what products customer is not allowed to buy. Why? Because see, we have some products. Uh, Best example is, if you remember this Pathankot terror strike. After that, government has given a order that no civilian should wear military dress, or they should not use any Royal Enfield, the bike, military green bike. Government has given this order. That means if any civilian is placing an order for this bike, he should not be eligible to buy that product. How you configure that? In the listing and exclusion. That means if you put some product in exclusion, customer cannot buy that product. Okay. And what are the products customer is eligible to buy, that you will be putting into a listing. The next is material determination. That means whether this material is substitute with other material or not. Free goods. With this material what you entered in the sales document, any free goods is offered or not. System will check for the delivery scheduling. That means to propose a delivery date. System will check the availability check. That means whether these products are available in the plant or not. Pricing of the product, credit management, whether this particular sold to parties credit limit has been exceeded or not. Text determination, any special instructions about this thing. And output determination, how I need to, once I create an order, okay, that's fine, but how I need to convey this message to customer. That means order confirmation, how I should send this order confirmation to customer, whether I need to email him to him, or do I need to send a fax to him, or with using ALI docs. So how I need to convey the order confirmation to the customer, that's we handle with the output determination. And say suppose after performing the availability check and at the plant, system notice that the material is not available in the plant, then what system will do? System will transfer the requirements to MRP's requirements would be transferred to TOR, so that MM and PP can manufacture the goods and keep that stock ready for the manufacturing. Okay, so these are the activities which system will perform once you create an order in the SAP system. Okay, and this when you press enter, this all the activities system will take care. System will pull all these details into the sales document screen. Okay, so that's what an order. Okay, you created an order, then after you deliver the products, right? So let's see what's the delivery and what system do when you create a delivery. Okay, delivery you create with a transaction code called as VL01N. Okay, what is this N? Okay, in some interviews they ask this question, that is saying that what is the N in T code SAP? That is nothing but N means denotes new. The old transaction to create a delivery is just VL01. That's it, VL01. But SAP has come up with a new transaction code with this, with more functionalities and more usability. That new T code for creating a delivery is VL01. Why 1N? Why? Because see, you are claiming experience of 4 to 5 years, right? That means you should know what happened in the industry in the last 5 years, and before that at least another 5 years. So this is what a change happened in SAP, saying that VL01 to SAP has changed the delivery T code to VL01N. Okay, so you create delivery with these details like entering shipping point, entering delivery date, picking quantity, storage location, and all these things. Okay, So when you do PGA, okay, PGA, what is delivery and what is PGA means? Delivery is what you create in the system. Okay, you create a delivery in the SAP and save it. Nothing will happen. Nothing. Until unless you click a button called as PGI, which is called as post goods issue, nothing will happen. Once you click the post goods issue, then only system will initiate lot of activities in the background. So what activity system will initiate in the background? That means when we do PGA, so system performs lots of activities in the background, and see what activities it will perform in the background. That is nothing but it updates the stocks. Why? Because the stocks has to be debited, right? And there will be a change in the inventory. Okay, stocks is updated in the inventory. Why? Because some goods are moving outside the plant. And an inventory accounting document generated. See, earlier we have seen one accounting document that is called as uh, accounting entry document. Okay, sorry, what the document that is related to the finance side. That means whenever if a transaction, invoice or credit memo, debit memo, you raise it, an accounting entry happens that is called as customer account debit to revenue account credit. This is what the transaction happens. And likewise, whenever you do a delivery, there will be an accounting entry document generated. That's nothing but COGS debit to COGS means this is uh, cost of goods sold. Okay, COGS means cost of goods sold. COGS debit to system will credit inventory account. Okay, so that's what the accounting entry document generates whenever you hit the PGA button. Okay, so COGS account will be debited and inventory account would be credited. And system updates in the document flow. Document flow, oh yeah, the table for the document flow is VBFA, very important table, you should know this. The table for document flow is VBFA. Okay, so document flow, what is document flow? That means you should know the status of the document. That means whether this is delivered or not, if delivered, with what quantity has been delivered, on what date, anything. Okay, the status of particular the process, this particular sales has to be updated. So that will be updated in the document flow saying that and delivery has been created. And it also updates in the credit management. It also updates in the standard SAP's repeating tool that is called as Logistics Information System LIS, and it updates in the billing due list. Why? Because once you create a delivery, you deliver the goods to the customer, then next you need to send an invoice to him. So a billing due list will be updated saying that an invoice is pending to this customer. Okay, so that's what a delivery is all about. So once you do the delivery, then after you raise an invoice to the customer and you create invoice in the SAP system with a T code called as VF01. Okay, so how you created a invoice? That's nothing but you just enter delivery number, then after you will be copying all the data from the, see, if you create a delivery and immediately you are creating invoice, you need not to enter the delivery number. System automatically will prompt it. But you created delivery today, but you are creating invoice tomorrow, so you need to obviously mention the delivery number. So just make a note of the delivery number, and once you enter the delivery number and hit the button, system will copy all the data from the delivery to the invoice. So once you're creating an invoice, okay, it's very important again here. See, many people says that billing document, all right, and some people call it as invoice. So you should know the difference between the both. What is a billing document and what is an invoice? There is a lot difference between these two. A billing document is nothing but a document what you create within a SAP system. Okay, billing document, this it's an internal document. Billing document is created within SAP system. It's an internal document. The outcome of a billing document is invoice, which you send to the customer. So billing document, invoice are not both same. They are two different. Okay, coming to the SAP terminology, both are different. Billing document is a document which you create in SAP, and invoice is a document what you send to the customer. It's an output of a billing document. Okay. So once we create an invoice, in the background system performs some activities, and we should know what's this activity. And you know, this question was asked hundreds of times in any interview, hundreds of times. Why? Because see, in the interview they want to test your knowledge to the core, What, so this is the level what they want to test you in the interviews. They'll not ask you what is the T code to create an order, have you created an order. They'll not ask this. Why? Because as a consultant you will be always in the backside tweaking and configuring, customizing. So they want to test your knowledge up to this level. Okay, what happens in the background when you create some transaction. Okay, so once you create an invoice, an accounting entry document generates. That's, you know, that is customer account debit and revenue account credit. Okay, so for to debit the customer account, system considers GL account from where? Anyone? From where system considers the GL account to debit the customer account? Anyone? Madhuri, no. No, no, no. To debit customer account, system considers GL account, but from where this GL account is considered? That's from the reconciliation account in the customer master company code data. Am I right? Not CMIR, Madhuri. It's and see, I told you already earlier, this is one for sure question which you'll be facing in the interview. For sure you'll be facing this question in the interview, saying that what is reconciliation account? Either this, or they will ask you when an accounting entry happened and a debit to debit the customer account, system considers a GL account. Okay, from where this GL account is considered? Okay, this GL account is considered from reconciliation account in the customer master. Very important intuition. Okay, so that's what happens. Customer account debit and revenue account credits, and profitable analysis document generates, and a cost center document generates, and it updates in the document flow. Why? Because AR is pending, right? You send an you send an invoice to customer, that's fine, but did you receive the payment? That it will show in the document flow. Okay, and then next it updates in the credit management, and it updates in the LIS, logistics information system. So this is what the activities which system performs once you do the process. Okay, that's fine. Up to now it's everything clear, but now you know the actual problem starts. Customer complaints. Customer says that the goods what you have sent are damaged, are expired. Our customer says that you have overquoted the invoice, that means you overcharged me. Like this, lot of customer complaints will be facing. So how you handle that? With customer complaints. So one process in the customer complaints, return process. That means why you do returns? Whenever customer finds some damage or fault in the delivered goods, either it can be expired, okay, or the goods what you delivered is not the goods what customer asked for. See, returns, there are two kinds of returns. That means why you do returns? First thing is you may not like that product, you don't want that product. Okay, the product customer has delivered you is a good quality, it's fine, but you don't like this, so the reason you are delivering it. Second reason why you return the product is because the goods which you received has been damaged or expired. That's the reason you are returning. That means returns are two types. One is returning the good quality goods and returning the damaged goods. Okay, two ways of returns. So returns. So here we will be taking only this. Why? Because there is no specific in discussing about a good quality goods of returning. Why? Because he delivered, you take it. That's it. Instead of PGI, you will be doing post goods received here and a moment type 602. Sorry, yeah, 602. That's it. Okay. But so that stock again will go and back. I haven't shown you MMB, right? Did I show you MMBE earlier? Did I open the transaction code and showed you? Anyone? Did we discuss about MMBE? No, right? Okay. So just remind me on Monday. Okay, the next class I'll show you. Why? Because I haven't switched on my SAP system today. Remind me on Monday. For sure, remind me. Okay. Why? Because it's you need to know how it looks and what are the different stocks we have. Okay. So see, yesterday I said that you can see stock overview. You will upload stock with MB1C, and stock overview you will see in MMBE. So when you go to the MMBE, you will be seeing different kinds of stock there. What are the different kinds of stock? One is unrestricted stock, unrestricted stock, QI stock, quality inspection stock, blocked stock, orders on hand stock, consignment stock, uh, one more, stock in transit, stock in transit, and what more we have? Yeah, returns. Okay, returns. Like this, we'll be having different stocks actually. That means whenever you create an delivery for the when you deliver, okay, when you create an order, when you create an order for X material, say 100 quantity, I'm saying that system will perform an activity called as availability check in the background. That is nothing but searching for this 100 X material 100 quantity in a plant called, say, suppose Z900. So where it exactly will search? That it will search in another unrestricted stock. Unrestricted stock means the stock which is ready for you to deliver. After all quality inspection, everything has been delivered and it is in the ready to, in a position to deliver. Okay, that means whenever you are uploading stock with MB1C, you will be using a moment type called 651. So don't worry about the moment type now. We will be discussing it later. So when you put it with 561, then stock will go and add in the unrestricted stock. Unrestricted stock means this is the stock what you are eligible to sell to the customers. Okay, so at the time, as I'm telling that, returns, when customer returns the goods, you will handle that with different moment types like 653, 651, 657, like this, and that stock will be updated under the, depending upon what moment type you tag, whether it's a quality inspection. Why? Because see, customer says that that goods is damaged, so you will take as a return, but you need to check it, right, whether what is the damage of the goods, whether can I fix it and again sell it to some other customers. So you will be moving it to the quality inspection. Okay, quality inspection guys has been fixed, has fixed that goods, and they said that okay, this goods is ready to sell. Then you will again move into the unrestricted. But quality inspection guys has told you that no, these goods are not fit to sell. They need to scrap it. Then you will move it to the blocked stock. Okay, so like that you have different kinds of stocks. Okay, so returns, let's come back here. So please remind me, MB1C, I'll show you in the screen on Monday. So whenever customer finds a damage or fault in the delivery goods or expired stock, then customer inform the company. Okay, once customer inform the company, what company will do is company will send their service employee to the customer place. Why? Because it's a B2B business, right? SAP, it's a B2B business. Suppose just imagine that BHEL has delivered a transformer to Suzlon which is worth of 2500 crores. Okay, the transformer which BHEL has delivered to Suzlon is 2500 crores. Will you again deliver this transfer, send this transformer back to the BHEL for inspection? It will not happen. Why? Because just the delivery cost of this particular will cost you not less than 25 lakhs. Only to deliver this product, the delivery cost would be 25 lakhs. So will you again send this such a huge machine again back to the BHEL for inspection? No, you will not do that. So what you will do, instead of sending the product back, you will send a service employee to the location and you'll ask that guy to inspect the product. Okay, so company will send the service employee to the customer place to cross check and will prepare a return note. So suppose say you delivered 100 quantity. Okay, so let's take like this a scenario. This is a company and this is a customer. So the company has delivered X material 100 quantity to the customer, and in the customer place, customer has identified that there is a 10 goods damaged. Okay, so 10 are damaged goods. So what your service employee will do, in a service employee in the return note, what he will do is he will mention that, saying that 10 goods has been damaged at the customer place. I have cross-checked and verified, and he will be signing it. So what we'll do, and he'll be sending that to the company. So with reference to the return note, this is called as return note. The terminology is very important. This is called as return note. Okay, so return note is an internal document. Okay, so with the help of the return note, you'll be creating a return order. Return order means you want to take that stock back from the customer. Okay, here you have now two options. Okay, when customer says that some goods is damaged or expired, you have two options. One is taking this 10 quantity back and replacing the 10 quantity with a good stock. That is one process. Second process, instead of replacing this 10 stock, you just give a credit memo to the customer. That means if he is already paying to already paid the amount to you, just give him his money back for that 10 quantity. Two options, either giving a credit memo to him or doing a subsequent delivery free of charge with the other 10 quantity. Okay, so that anyway the management will take decision. So whenever he'll prepare a return note and submit it to the company, so then what we'll do, that means end user will do, he will create a return order with reference to original invoice. Okay, why original invoice? Why? Because that's where the quantity will be copied to the sales document. Okay, so please tell me, what is the standard OTC process? Anyone? What is the standard OTC process? It's an order, delivery, invoice, right? Order, delivery, invoice. This is the standard OTC process. But coming to the return process, what SAP says is, that means here I am creating invoice with reference to delivery, and I am creating a delivery with reference to order. This is what the standard process OTC, how it goes. But in coming to the SAP, what SAP's best practice, what SAP says is, you create a return order with return invoice. That's fine. Then after you do delivery, return delivery. Okay, but create your return invoice. Return invoice means, say suppose it's a credit memo, but create your return invoice with reference to return order but not return delivery. You see, here my invoice is created with the delivery, but return process is, SAP says that create your return invoice with return order but not return delivery. Why? Any idea? Anyone? Any idea? No? Madhuri, Vinod, you guys might be having some idea on this. Okay, it's an order related billing, because not credit check, because see, okay, what you're doing here, you are okay, why we need to create an invoice with return order but not with return delivery means, return delivery means customer has to deliver these 10 goods to you, that means to the plant, and here you will be verifying and certifying. Okay, return order means you have sent a person here, he has sent a return note, with that you are creating an order. Okay, so why you need to create a return invoice with a return order but not return delivery? Because the damaged goods should be always certified at customer location. Okay, damaged goods should be always certified at the customer location but not at the company location, because okay, customer says that 10 goods are damaged. Okay, you are saying to customer that, okay, send the 10 goods to me, let me examine and confirm you. So, okay, he delivered these 10 goods back to the company, but by the time it reaches the plant, in the transit loss, instead of 10 they have become 5. Okay, instead of 10 they have become 5. So what you will say, there are only 5 damaged goods, but customer at the customer location, what is the quantity of damaged goods? 10. Right? So now if you try to create an invoice with return delivery, you will be creating an invoice with 5. That means customer is losing 5 quantity. So that's the reason a return is should be always certified at the customer location but not at the plant company's location. Okay, so that's the reason system tells SAP says that create your return invoice with reference to return order but not delivery. Very important concept and important interview question also. You see this, the question is, yeah, why SAP says return invoice should be created with reference to return order and not with return delivery? Because we need to create return invoice for quantity damaged at customer place with reference to the return note, but not with the quantity what we receive at the company. Okay, okay, so as it a return, right? Return means you are giving customer money back or you are losing something. So now what happens? Madhuri, yeah, what's that? You're do I need to repeat this process, return process? Okay, So why SAP is saying to create a return invoice with return order but not return delivery? Because always you need to you need to like assess the damaged quantity at the customer place, not at the company place. Okay, so whenever customer says that, hey, you, what out of the 100 goods what you delivered, some 10 goods are damaged. Okay, when a customer tells to you like that, you should not ask customer to send the goods to your premise. Okay, please send the goods to me so that I'll examine and confirm you. Why? Because in the return delivery process, the goods might be completely lost, or out of the 10 goods what customer has delivered to you, by the time it reaches to you, you can see only 5 goods available there. So what you will be saying as a company, hey, there is only 5 goods what you have delivered to me, but customer has delivered 10. Okay, so that's the reason SAP says that you send some employee to the premise and examine it and get a return note, and with a reference to the return note, create your return order, then after return delivery, and create a return invoice with reference to return order. Okay, so is that clear, Madhuri? It, okay, yeah, it takes little time to understand this concept, but don't worry, just go through this. Okay, read this, you will be easily understanding. Okay, so as it is returns, the accounting document gets reversed. That means, what is the standard accounting entry document when you raise an invoice to the customer? It is customer debit to customer account debit to revenue account credit. But now you are giving the customer money back, or you are replacing the goods for free of cost. So now the accounting entry will become reverse. That is nothing but revenue account debit to customer account credit. Customer account will be getting credited here. Okay, so any returns delivery accounting document will be getting reversed. Okay, so here the accounting entry happens like this: revenue account debit to customer account credit. And how to create a return order, I have given a process here. Document type RE, enter the sales area, create with reference to billing document. So I have given the process, you can just follow this process. Okay, and how you create a return delivery with the transaction code as VL01N, but you will be clicking a button called PGR. Okay, so let me go back on next thing, that is nothing but credit memo. Okay, so you identified the damaged goods and customer is saying that, hey, don't replace the goods, you just give me my money back. What are the 10 goods damaged? Just give my money back. Okay, or else in some scenarios, okay, in the last for the last order what you delivered for the customer, you raised an invoice, but instead of 9 lakhs you raised an invoice to him 10 lakhs. That means you overcharged 1 lakh in last invoice. Now you want to settle this. Okay, so anytime you want to give some money back to the customer, how do you do that? Through a credit memo. Okay, so credit memo is used to deduct the amount of customers outstanding. Okay, but because it's a B2B business, always there will be a balance the company. Okay, so they'll just deduct the customer's outstanding what he has to pay. Okay, without receiving the goods physically. Credit memo is nothing but a returns which is handled without a physical movement of goods. Okay, later you will understand in one scenario. Okay, okay, so why you are creating credit memo? For different reasons. That is, user has mistakenly overcharged in the previous invoice, or the goods are totally damaged at the customer place, okay, which are not in a position to take back. Okay, it's totally damaged at customer place, so it's a scrap. Okay, return delivery might be more costlier than the goods. 10 goods has damaged worth of 1 lakh, but return delivery is costing you 2 lakhs. It's waste, right? Getting those goods back. Instead of that, what you'll do? You'll do a credit memo to the customer and you'll sell the damaged goods there itself for the scrap. Okay, or any secondary promotional activity. Okay, anyone have an idea what is a secondary promotional activity? What is secondary promotional activity? Okay, so let me tell you, secondary promotional activity is nothing but, say suppose let's take a scenario. Yeah, it's a kind of discount, but what exactly it is, let me tell you. Says refurbishing, it's not refurbishing, reimbursement kind of thing. Reimburse. Okay, so let's take a company, say suppose Maruti, and the Maruti's dealer Varun Motors. Okay, and an end customer who is ready to buy a car. So now as it's a festival season, Dasra and Diwali, see generally what happens, they sometimes give some discounts, goodies or some accessories, right? But as it's a festival season, Maruti want to increase their sales, and what Maruti is telling to Arun Motors or any other of their dealers is give 2% extra for the customers whoever order from 1st October to 31st October, 30 October. Okay, this is what the promotion is saying, that 2% extra. Okay, okay, Varun Motor has given this particular discount. Okay, but who has to bear this 2%? Who has to bear this 2%? Maruti has to bear it. Why? Because as a company they told to give the extra discount to promote the sales, right? So, and at end of the month, after the discount is done in somewhere in the November, Varun Motors will send a bill to Maruti saying that this is what the cost of 2% what I have given in the month of October as a secondary promotional activity. Okay, then Maruti will give a credit memo to Varun Motors for the amount whatever is discounted in the sales of October for 2%. So this is called as secondary promotional activity. Promotional activity is directly what has given by the dealer itself. Secondary in the sense this company is initiating to give a indirectly some discount. This is called as secondary promotional activity. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, so these are the many reasons where you'd be raising a credit memo. Okay, and the process flow goes like this: you create a credit memo request with reference to invoice, and then you create a credit memo. Credit memo, as we already discussed, there is no delivery in this. Okay, the billing is relevant to an order related billing. Okay, and see, credit memo is something like this: whenever you create a credit memo, that means end user, whenever he create a credit memo, there will be an automatic billing block. Okay, there will be an automatic billing block, and there will be also an order reason why you are creating this credit memo. Why? Because why you are giving money back to customer, there should be a reason, right? Okay, so one is order reason, one is billing block. So what, you'll be creating an order with VS01, then after an authorized person will log in with a change mode, and he will open this billing document, and he will cross check and verify, okay, the amount what in the credit memo is correct, order reason is correct. Okay, they'll all cross check and they will approve, then only you can raise a credit memo to the customer. Okay, so always it will have a billing block. Okay, that's what the credit memo is all about, and just given the process how to create a credit memo. Then next is debit memo request. Okay, so we create a debit memo request in different scenarios. Why? Because in the last invoice you undercharged customer. Okay, so now you have to give it back to the customer. Okay, or you have raised an invoice to the customer, but due date has been passed, he is not paying you. Okay, he's not paying you. So what you want to do, you want to charge some interest on that particular due invoice. Okay, so charging interest on customers late payment, or user mistakenly undercharged the invoice, so now you want to get back the money from the customer. So you create a debit memo request. It's a standard. Why? Because you are taking money from the customer, so customer account debit to revenue account credit. And as I told you, in both credit memo and debit memo scenario, there is no delivery. There is no delivery in the both the scenarios. It's a order related billing. Okay, so yeah, shall we continue or stop it here? Why? Because I hope a lot we have discussed. I can say it will take a lot of time for you to practice and understand this. Okay, depending upon you guys. If you say yes, we'll go ahead. If not, we'll stop it here, so that in this weekend at least you can prepare up to this. And see, you go to any interview, you go to any project tomorrow in job, OTC is must. OTC, if you don't know these things, you cannot survive in the project. OTC, order to cash, is a must business process, and in every interview for sure they'll ask you the question saying that what is your client's business process. You have to explain these all things. Okay, yeah, please let me know, everyone. So shall we continue or we'll stop it here? Okay, no response from anyone. Okay, we'll go ahead then. Okay. Okay, so okay, we'll stop here, Madhuri. We'll stop here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, why? Because it looks very simple. If I'm saying, but it is it takes time for you to understand. I can understand this. Okay, so see, be perfect with until this process of debit memo. So Monday will be catch back and see another 10 process and try to finish all these things. So from Tuesday we'll touch the SAP system for the document types, and we will see all the controls in the document types. Okay, be perfect with this OTC process. This will save you in a project as well as an interview. Okay, why? Because whatever you do throughout SAP, whatever the configurations you do, that will reflect in sales document. If you're perfect with the sales document, you know sales document process, what activities happen in the background, that's it. No one can beat you. Okay, so be perfect with this, what you know. And I'll also share some documents, a ready-made document of how to create a credit memo, debit memo, order. Okay, these all things, so that you can refer and you can create in your system. Okay, so we'll stop it here and catch back on Monday. So any questions for today, anyone? And for sure, mark my word, you'll be facing one question out of what we have discussed today. For sure you'll face, like say, what are the activity system performs when you create order or delivery or invoice? Out of these three, for sure you'll face one question in the interview. Yeah, any questions for today, anyone? We have, oh yeah, Arun, sure, I'll share the class videos. I just uploaded it. The links are ready. I'll share it once after the class. Okay, anything more? So utilize your time for this weekend and try to finish off until now what we have discussed. So from Monday, as I told you, we will be very much occupied with the document types, controls, tons and tons of things. Okay, so we'll call it a day today and we'll catch back on Monday. So happy weekend. Good night, everyone. Bye bye. Waiting for name. Who's this? Hello. Okay, you guys can exit. I'm just waiting for some guy who has just joined. Okay, we'll catch back on Monday. Okay, so waiting for name. Who's this? Is it Susmita or okay, anyway, I'll get in touch with them later. Okay, so we'll call it a day today and catch back on, yeah, on Monday. So finish off whatever you want to do. Okay, okay, Susmita, Susmita, I'll call you back. We just finished the session today. Okay, I'll call you. Okay then, bye bye everyone.